Welcome, you guys. Bill, are you able to record this for us today? Awesome.
Yes, I am. I was just working on that.
Excellent. You're the best. Thank you so much. Awesome, you guys. I think I'm just going to jump right in. I know there's a few more that have asked to join us. Debbie Abbott can't make it today, but we are just super, super happy you're here. And want to get a little bit of feedback from you guys. I know most of you were on the call a week at a glance, so I don't think we need to redo all the different things happening in the company. But I'd like to know who's been able to attend some of the convention recap trainings. Sherry Brower was the other day. Raise your hand if you're able to get on Sherry Brower's training. Carrie's there. Okay, that was an excellent, excellent training. She goes over the commission plan and the comp plan and what do you really want out of your business and how to make it happen. So super great call that you'll want to re-listen to. My training's tomorrow. So the power of building your business by getting in front of others. So it's 11 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time. So love to have you guys on that call as well. Share with your teams. So hello, welcome, Julie.
Hi, I didn't see the new post, so I got on the wrong call and I was sitting there waiting and I finally figured it out.
Oh, good job. We're so glad you're here. Awesome. Awesome. Well, we're just reviewing Sherry Brower's training a little bit from last week because I loved it so much. She talked about, and you don't need to answer it here. I just want you to think about it. How much time are you putting towards your Thrive Live business in a week? So just kind of think about that. And that does not include trainings, guys. Sorry. Trainings are education, but putting towards your business is the radical doing, like Bill likes to talk about, which is building your business by getting in front of others, whatever that way is for you. I know Lisa just did a big RV expo over the weekend, Jara, Bill doing YouTube, however you're getting in front of people. But it's being able to share, that would also be emails, marketing with emails out to people you know, social media posts, phone calls, texts, parties, tastings. I want you to think about that. How much of time are you putting towards that portion of your business in a week? Because if we think, okay, I want a full-time income with this, but we're doing 2 hours a week of maybe getting in front of people, not trainings. That might be a little harder to get a full-time income, right? So it just helps you gauge because you might think, oh man, I'm doing so much with Thrive right now. And I got on we have a lot of trainings going on. So I got on all 5 of the trainings this week. I didn't make any money. Well, because we have to do the radical doing, right? So today I want to do a little accountability with you guys. We have one more week and 2 days? I'm not sure what day the 31st. I should know when Halloween is, but I want to say it's Tuesday. So a week and a day of the month left. Just look at my calendar. I'm sure, yeah, Tuesday is Halloween. So a week and a day. So we've got 8 days left of October. We want to make some money. So what are some things you guys could think about would be ways to get in front of people? We're getting a lot of awesome training. What are some things we can do here in the last 8 days to do that for you? And, yes, you can make money, but I like to think we're sharing and helping people get food in their homes. That drives me. I don't like to be a salesperson, but I do like to be passionate on sharing and getting food in homes. I really want people to have food on homes for health and nutrition, but also really longevity for, just in case we need that for something, we really have it. That drives me. What are some things you guys could do this week or want to do or are committed to doing this week to get in front of people to close out this month? What you think about that when you're ready to raise? Let's go, Julie.
Well, I've tried 2 things and unfortunately neither have been successful yet. I ordered some bags and I printed out the Thrive Life logo, 8.5 by 11, and it just fit perfectly right on this. I just taped it on just temporarily, put some snackies in there. And I live in a very small town There's not a whole lot of places. There aren't going to be any expos or anything like that that we can do. So I've been trying to find moms and kids in the parks with snackies that are in the bag so I can share with the moms. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody. All the books have been empty. I've been trying to go after school, the 3:30, 4 o'clock time range, and I've even gone to the school 10 miles away in the parks in the area. So not yet, but I'm going to keep trying. Second thing is, I've been making phone calls to some of my friends and explained who I am, what I'm doing, and ask them if they'd like to host a tasting party. I've got more slams than I've got, and they said, Julie, love you, go away. So not successful there, but there's still a few more friends on that list I'm going to keep calling.
Right. Awesome, Julie. That's the beginning of just getting out of our comfort zone, right? And would you be comfortable doing a tasting at your house, Julie? Inviting them, 5, 7 people over to your house?
I'd love to, but I can't. I live in a very small apartment. My 91-year-old mother is currently my roommate. Well, her house is under reconstruction. That's where I am right now because the guys are here. But I have asked her, and she's willing to host a party here at her house. So I can be the hostess, just not at my own location. And I'm going to try that. We just don't know. It's 2-3 weeks away yet, but we're going to keep trying.
Right. That's awesome. So for everybody there too, if you feel like you're striking out with other people to host, like I've told you guys before, whenever I've moved or tried to get my calendar going again, I start it at my own home and invite people that eat.
Good idea. Mom has the room. I don't. I can get 4 people in my house and you're bumping,
Okay.
And it's just so, but Mom has the house and she's available. She's willing to let me use it. So I think
that's awesome. So that's an idea. And then I've also been in tiny apartments too with the elbow bumping where we'd have 4 people, but they ate. And then that goal is, they get on the delivery or become a consultant, but then you book with them. Hey, bring some people to your area, to your home, bring your friends and family. I'll bring the food. Let's get you some free benefits. So that's the goal, is to bump out of your own home into theirs, right? With the people they know. Very good, Julie, to get out of your comfort zone. Really proud of you. Awesome. All right. So we've got 8 days this month. Who else has got something to stretch out of their comfort zone to grow your business? Carrie. See, Carrie, I can't hear you yet. Keep on mute.
I guess I missed it. I've been looking up lots of events in the area, vendor events, fall festivals, and getting information on getting a table and partnering with another Thrive consultant. And had a couple things lined up for this weekend, and now I have this miserable cold, and I don't think I'm going to make it. So luckily I didn't already sign up for the table, but I've got a lot more. I've got like almost every weekend in November planned. So right now I'm just getting folders together for tastings. So that's what I'm doing this week.
So, Carrie, tell us, how did you find what was going on in your area? What did you do to get that information?
Well, first I used Google and found a few, and then I went on Facebook and looked at events near me, and that's when everything popped up like crazy. And then I joined a Facebook group that has events in my area, so every day there's another one, which I'm trying to find the cheapest tables so
Yeah,
I don't have to spend too much money.
that's super, super important. Good. So for those of you new on this call too, in my history of 14 years, I've never done more than $50 for a booth, because you want to be able to, for sure, recap that money, right? Now, if you're going to split a little more expensive booth with multiple people, just keep those costs down. You don't need to spend a lot of money to be able to make money. Okay. So really good. So you went to a Facebook events near me and things could pop up in our area. I've never done that. That's really cool to know. Yeah, I've never done that. So thank you. That helps me a ton. Great. All right, Carrie, and you get better soon. It's going around, so get better soon. Great. Bill, did you have one?
Yeah, but I think I see, is that Jenny? Are you raising your hand?
Jenny.
Oh, no? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just doing it on YouTube, I don't really ever do anything different. I don't go out and say, I got to close something by the end of the month. It doesn't work that way for me. I do 3 videos a week and I do 1 Thrive video a month. And that generally keeps a pretty steady flow of stuff coming in, new consultants and new customers. But this month, for some reason, the new customers coming in was really waning. And it was only about a week ago, I was more than halfway through the month and I hadn't made builder bonus yet, which was unusual for me. I think I only had like 3 points or something like that. And so I did my monthly Thrive video, and I took the tact of it's a long-term financial investment. I talked about, if you buy this stuff now, I'm 66. If I buy it now, I'm going to be 80, whatever. I can't add and it'll still be good, and what is food going to cost 20 years from now or 25 years from now? And I went the other way. What did we spend for food 20 years ago? We could feed our entire family of 4 for 2 weeks for $85. And now I can't even buy milk and bread for $85. I just use the idea of the long-term financial investment of long-term food storage. So I put that out, and within 12 hours, I had eight new deliveries come in. So
Wow.
it was a very successful video. I was very happy with it. But I also want to talk a little bit about events, because I saw George and Lisa struggling this weekend with an event that just the weather didn't work, the rain Saturday, the wind Sunday, and they were the only vendor there. And you guys, Lisa, I just really felt bad for you. But, like Sandy said on the last call, it happens. Every consultant that does parties or booths has bad events occasionally. But I want to talk about Jessica Johnson. Some of you met her at a convention. She's one of my consultants. She's here with me in town, and where I live in Florida. She was scheduled to go to an event that turned out it was canceled because it was 2 days after Hurricane Idalia hit here, so a month ago. So it was canceled or postponed. And the original event was going to be, it was like a city festival. The original event was going to take up the whole downtown park area plus several blocks of roads that were blocked off for all of these vendors. So she did it last weekend, and I went down just to support her and just to see how she was doing. I drove up and I was so disappointed. There were none of the roads were blocked off. It was only in the park, and there were probably maybe 8 or 10 vendors there. That was it. And it was so disappointing because it was going to be a big thing. And there were only maybe about a dozen people walking around. And I thought, oh man, this is going to be a bust for them. I felt really bad. I walked up at 10:30 in the morning, and she said that she had already booked 3 tastings out of that. I couldn't believe it. By the end of the day, she said she had 17 people give her their contact information for follow-up. And I think she said 6 or 7 of them said they were interested in hosting tastings. So my point here is you just never know. This looked like, when I walked up and saw how few people were there, I thought, man, this is going to be a total bust. And it turned out to be a really good show for them. Oh, you could go to some show that's got thousands of people there and have no interest. So just never give up, man. Don't let 1 or 2 shows or tastings discourage you. You're going to get some of the good ones as well. It's all a matter of averages. The more you do, the more the averages will play out, and you'll have good shows as well as bad shows. So just let that be an encouragement. If you're trying to do a show or a party and it's not working, you never know. The next one may very well be your gold mine.
Mm-hmm. That's really powerful advice, Bill. It's really, really true. If Sherry Brower on here at the beginning, we started together 14 years ago, and she'd call me after I signed her up. So she's my downline. She'd just call me up when she'd be coming home from an event or a party, and I'd be like, how'd it go? And our famous phrase was, it's too early to tell. You leave the party sometimes and you feel like, oh my gosh, nobody got anything. Nobody even thought they were interested. It's how it felt. And so instead of getting discouraged, we just be like, too early to tell. And I'm like, okay, you go in there and you make those contacts. And that just is exactly what it is. Then as you keep following up with people, people get on, they know somebody, like I've shared before. I had somebody who said, no, I'm not interested, but my parents would be really interested. They live in Wisconsin. And well, what's their address? What's their phone number and their name? And called and they signed up as consultants. I never even met them, So just talking with people, following up with people, and that's really what it is. It's really how this business grows. So great advice, Bill. Thank you.
And also I hear new consultants come away from a show or from a party, either one, and feel like, oh, I only made one sale. I didn't even get back the cost of my booth, or it wasn't worth my time to go do this tasting. I only got one sale. I only made $20. If that was a delivery customer, and if you encourage them and manage them right on their delivery, they're going to continue to buy. So you didn't get one sale and make $20. You got a new customer who's going to give you $10 or $20 every single month into perpetuity, as they continue to place their monthly order. So don't look at, like you said, it's too easy, it's too early to tell. Don't look at your sales that one event. Look at the long-term ramifications of what you accomplished, whether you got a sale or you got someone to host a party, whatever. Expand your thinking a little bit there.
I love that. Also, when you were talking about the long-term financial food plan, you guys, that was so true. I feel like even now, but when I started 14 years ago, a family-sized can of peaches was $15. I still have peaches from 2009 when I started. Now how much are peaches? I want to say like they're in their 40s, $30 for a can of peaches, right? Another one that stands out to me is meat. Meat, I would buy them in the big packs. There was 6 to a pack for 200. So it was about $30 a can for our ground beef and chicken. And I still have those cans. And now they're $80. So talking about inflation, I'm so glad I bought then and I have my storage and I'm still buying now with those prices. That down the road could even be more. And so I know in COVID, the meat at a place called Rainy Day Foods in Mount Pillar, Idaho, when we were down, and I think our meat was sold out, Bill, at that time too. So Rainy Day Foods had ground beef up there for $200 a can. And I called them, not for the meat, but for some other things. And they said they had people coming with U-Hauls that were picking up food for them up there. People were still buying it at those high prices, right? So food is also another form of currency. I've had a lot of people last year more than this year, but that were purchasing food for potential currency. So same type of thing, right? The value that we have with it. So Bill, that's a really cool video you did. I'd like to actually watch that. Maybe you should post it on Team Ignite. Watch it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Another thing about that is that most people, when they retire, their income drops. Some people, their income drops considerably. So one of the points that I made there was that if you are 50, if you're 55, and you're still working and you're buying food for long-term storage, if you buy it at 55, it's going to be good until you're 80 and you will have been retired for 10 or 15 years by then. So you're buying food now when you have income to be able to eat after you retire when your income is less than half of what you're earning now. And so it's an investment for your retirement because you're getting better prices than it will be 20 years from now with money that you have that you won't have 20 years from now. And you can set yourself up for retirement by purchasing your groceries for your retirement now. Does that make sense?
Thought of that. Never thought of that. That's really brilliant. Really powerful.
That's
so there's some more food for thought.
That's one of the things about financial investments and IRAs and different things like that, where you're going to pay tax on it when you withdraw. But the idea being, if you save that money now, you're going to be taxed at your higher rate because you're earning more. But when you retire, your income is less, so your tax rate is lower, so you're not going to be taxed as much on it. when you withdraw the money. It's the same concept here. You're buying it when you have a lot of money, and then you're using it when you don't have much money. So you're saving all the way around.
Oh, that's such a great thought. Did you put that in your video too?
Not that, no, but similar stuff.
There's another video for you right there. Financial planning for the future. Wow, that's awesome, you guys. So food for thought too is you're teaching, sharing, getting in front of people. Because you're putting seeds in their mind like, I never thought of that. I could be buying this now, saving it for later when I may not be able to afford as much. Very smart. Great. Okay. 8 more days in the month. Accountability. Who's got some things they want to do to get in front of people, earn some more money, close out the month? Lisa?
I have 2 follow-ups to make. I, about a week ago, reached out to, I guess the person in charge of community center events and sent out an email. Debbie and Monty actually helped me word some things for that email. And I have to follow up because I haven't received a response yet. So I'm going to send out another email. And then previous to that, I had reached out to the HR department of our local hospital to see if they had any health and wellness events happening. So I have to follow up with those 2 things. So definitely those would be stretching out of my comfort zone. I guess I would be sort of doing the community center event is either going to be like prepper based or it's going to be one or the other depending on what they want me to do. I'm just waiting to get a response. So I figured now I got to follow up, see if the person got the email, read it or whatever, and just hopefully those are 2 events that pan out.
That's great, Lisa. That is stretching out of your comfort zone. Remember, you're doing a service for them. Your follow-up is for them to help them. So you're doing a valuable service there. Very good. Yes, Jenny.
So I've actually had COVID for the last couple weeks, but I think my it just seems like something hits me every time. But anyway, I just want to just talk to people. I just want to be able to reach out to some people and find out where they're at on that. But I'm not too sure how to open up the conversation without sounding too like I'm gonna have to get you. Do you have any examples? I mean, what would you do? Just calling people up and saying, because I'd like to get like a partner because I'm not married and I'd like to get somebody that maybe 2 or 3 people that would do well with this. And I can think of some people, but I'm concerned about approaching them. I mean, I'm gonna do it right.
That's awesome. Are you in a position where you could invite a few people over your house to taste the food?
Yeah, I think I could. It's pretty tight, but I think we could make do. I don't have a lot of chairs. Make do. We can figure it out.
Okay, so that's always my easiest place to start is making it a valuable experience for them. Is I'm doing a health, or it could be I've done pizza and preparedness night. I've done a pasta and preparedness night. I'm doing a pasta and preparedness night, and we're going to learn how to be able to use freeze-dried food and taste this food and know how to be able to get it. You can go preparedness route depending on kind of your people, right?
Yeah.
So I've done that. What's another one? I am hosting a class on, do you think your people know freeze-dried food or is that a foreign concept?
It's not a foreign concept. Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the people I know are know that we should be prepared.
Okay. So that's great. And this class, we're going to be able to taste the foods. Unbelievable. I'm showcasing this particular thing, whatever you want to do. We're going to make chicken salad, whatever you're going to do to get them. And I'm taking reservations for spots. Can you join us at Wednesday at 7? Something so it's just a little more proactive. It makes it educational, yummy for them, well worth their time to come spend an hour with you. That's what I do to be able to grab that interest. It's hard to call and to share it over the phone of how good our food is, right? So the tasting is where the power comes in. If they're like, oh, I can't come, that's why I always do 2. well, awesome. Thursday at 1 o'clock, I'm going to be doing another class. Can we save your spot for that one? It's hard for them to say no to you twice, is what I found. So that's what I do because we want them to taste that food.
Okay.
Okay. And if they can't, just say, well, would you like to host a class? I'm also taking, spots for whenever you want to do. Saturday, I've got an opening, or next week. I've got a couple openings, and you can host, bring some friends. I'll bring the food. You get all the free products. So if we think of that just as we're doing a service for other people, we don't feel salesy. We feel like we're of a value to them.
Okay.
Great.
Holly,
Yes,
this is
Janine.
Janine. So for Jenny, I don't know if your friends that you'd be inviting are also singles, but cooking for one is really a pain, except with Thrive. And then it's awesome. And it's really easy to customize for food allergies or intolerances. And while it may seem expensive to start with, you have zero waste. And when you consider that you're wasting, 25 to 50% of the food that you bring in fresh from the grocery store, it's actually less expensive and much more convenient and healthy.
I love that perspective, Janine. Janine is a gold executive, right, Janine?
That's correct.
Yeah, she's been around with me for a long time. So great to have you on the call. She's full of wisdom. Excellent. All right. Any other questions or things you want to do? You're scared to do it, so you're putting it on the accountability today. Cece.
There we go. So I don't really have anything lined up for the end of October, but the very first weekend of November, I'm going to do my first gun show. My husband and I are going to do a gun show, and then I have another one booked for Black Friday weekend. And so we decided we're just going to start it off with a bang. So this week, I want to just kind of play around with some table setups, set up a table, see what I've got around to make it look nice. Of course, the first one is probably 2 hours away, maybe 3 hours away. So we have to line up everything for childcare. We've got critters that need to be fed. We got a farm that needs to be tended to. So the rest of October, we're pretty much getting everything prepared for us to be able to be gone for the whole weekend. It's a 3-day event. They do Friday afternoon, all day Saturday, and a good chunk of Sunday. So we're just, basically just getting everything prepared for that, and then do it all over again about an hour and a half away. But again, we'll stay overnight there because a 3-hour round trip just to come home and take care of critters isn't feasible. So that's kind of what we're doing. I think I went to a gun show one time just as a customer, just to see. So we're really just kind of diving in and hoping it goes well.
That's amazing, Cece. You got it booked. So excited for you. Okay, do you feel prepared there's a lot of great trainings out there to make your booth the most beneficial, like Jenny Tanner's training in the back office. Have you watched those? Monty and Debbie are also great resource for that. Do you feel like you've listened to things to know how to run it, have the event questionnaires or signups?
I think so. I had watched the Zoom that the Abbotts did, I think back in August. I think I watched that one twice. I also have the questionnaire sample that Debbie gave out during convention.
Nice.
I think I watched the one that Jenny did. I may rewatch that one again. Some of that's still just kind of twirling, and I know some of that's just going to take time and practice to just do it. But we do really like some of the ideas of questions that people have asked, when to hand out a sample versus just letting samples on the table for people to grab, and just try to start a conversation, and then as they're in the conversation, then ask them for if they would like a sample. And
Mhm. Excellent. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you getting out of your comfort zone. Big deal. Great work. Okay, and with all your accountability, after you guys do these things, make sure to be ready to report. Okay, very, very cool. And always remember too, at events and expos, the vendors that are there too, they also eat. So when times are slow, go engage some conversation. I've had people and vendors sign up because I went to go talk to them. You're making friends. They try our food. They love it. They want good food too. So they're also your customers too, the vendors that are there. Very good. Carrie, you had your hand up.
I just wanted to know what you say when someone talks about Thrive being a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme company kind of thing. How do you counteract that?
I say we're direct sales. I don't really get the whole pyramid schemey things people talk like. We're not, we're direct sales, and so that is different, right? But we also, I don't really get into more than that. I say we're direct sales, so we work with our customers, and then yes, we do have team that we can also, because we help support them and help them also grow too. So I've never had to really go into more than that. Janine or Bill, have you had to say anything, Bill?
I get that all the time on YouTube, and I hate the term pyramid scheme. I hear that all the time.
Right.
Oh, Thrive Life is a pyramid scheme. Stay away from it. They're evil. What I have come to discover is that most people that say that, they're really vicious against it. Most people that say that are people who have tried it and were not successful. And in fact, some people have said it's a scheme and it's going to cost you a lot of money and you're not going to make a dime. It costs you a lot of money, $120. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking when we were first, 40 years ago now, my parents were in Amway. And back then, they didn't do any direct shipping. The distributor had to buy inventory from the company and stockpile it and then deliver it to their customers. So if you buy all this money and stockpile it, or all this inventory and stockpile it and don't sell it, then you've lost money. It's not that way anymore. I think what I'm trying to say is that most people that say that are so dead against it because of prior experience that I'm never going to convince them otherwise. So I don't even try. But there is an analogy that I like to talk about if people say that. There are many different industries where people work just on commission. Used car salesman. Okay. Say I own a used car sales lot and I hire salesmen and they go out and make the sales. When they make a sale, they make a commission and then I get an override on that. It's the same as a direct marketing company. Now, let's decide that, or let's say I want to open another used car lot across town, but I don't have the ability to manage both of them. So I take one of my best salesmen and hire him as the manager of that other one. Car sales 2, car lot 2, let's call it. So I'm managing car lot 1, he manages car lot 2. He in turn hires salesmen. The salesmen sell for a commission. He gets a percentage of that commission because he's the manager, and then I get a percentage of that commission because I'm the owner. Well, isn't that the same as multi-level, 3 levels deep? It's the same thing. Realtors. You have to be a licensed realtor to be able to sell property, but you can't open your own realtor business unless you have a broker's license. So you get your license, and then you have to work under a broker, and then you get a commission on the sale, and your broker also gets an override commission on your sale. That's multi-level. So there are many companies that work this way. They're just not called multi-level, and most people don't even think about that. So maybe that can bring it into perspective for some people. But like I said, I think most people that are so vicious against it are because they tried it and they failed. But you know what? 90% of brick and mortar businesses that open also fail. So I think the problem is that we're just talking about, oh, it's so easy to just share with your friends. I hate that word share. We're not sharing, we're marketing. And you have to take it seriously as a serious business. If 90% of network marketers fail, 90% of brick and mortar businesses fail. You still have to have a business mind in order to do this, quite frankly. And I think we do a disservice. I'm getting on a soapbox here a little bit, but we do a disservice when we talk about, oh, you just share with a couple of friends and you'll build a big business. No, you need to learn marketing. You need to be intentional about it, which is something Holly likes to say all the time. Be intentional about building your business using sound marketing principles, and you can go as far as you want to go with it. So,
I
Carrie,
love that so much.
Carrie, I don't
Yeah,
know.
and like
Good,
Maybe I over-answered.
good answer.
There you go.
that was great.
That's good. That's good. I haven't faced that question yet, but I've heard other people and I'll be prepared.
That's great.
Thanks.
And like Lisa said, there's people below Lisa and Jeff. So Lisa and Jeff are platinums. Right under them is Annie, who's an emerald, right? And then there's me, and I'm an emerald. And so, but Lisa and Jeff aren't emeralds yet, right? So exactly. So this grows, and your downline can out earn you. Absolutely. And like a lot of you on my team, you're not even in my 3 levels at all. Bill is, and Janine is. I don't think any of you are. So I don't get paid, but I want to train. I'm here to train. Julie's not even on our team, but we love you on here. Like, so I love that about our culture of our company is we're here for all to succeed. That's what we want. And you earn according to what you do. Right. And then as you have a team, you're training them to help them. And you get a little bit off that too. And as you grow that bigger and bigger and bigger, your check does too. It's really cool. It's really powerful. We're going to get kicked off any second here, you guys. Last 8 days, make it intentional, make it work, and market. I love what you said there, Bill. Thank you for being on this call, you guys, and have a great last week of October. Thanks for being on.
Bye-bye.
Holly, can I say something?
Yes.
The worst thing that can happen if you buy a kit is you eat it and you're out nothing.
Exactly. Yep. You got it, Janine.
I'm going to write that one down. That's good.